Laura, can't be without that, can we? Free gift. Shall we just start there? Let's just start there. Type the word gift and you'll get these down. This is a download worth $4.99 for free. I know, how cool is that? Look at that. All of those. And if you just bought anything from the previous hour, they're going to work perfectly with that, aren't they? How fabulous is that? Just free. And no, you don't need to buy anything. Just type the word gift, it'll go in your basket. Good here, aren't we? Just wanted to give you a Tuesday treat. Honestly, it's getting to that time of day now when my words get all mixed up. Welcome back to live shopping here at Highlight Crafts. We've got Katie on cameras this hour. There you go. We've got Amber in the driving seat again. Me and you all day today, love. I like that jumper. Is that new?
Yeah, no.
It looks very soft and fluffy.
It is nice. Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, I like that. If it ever goes missing, you know where it's gone. Right, let's talk a little bit about live shopping and then we can show you the products and then we can get into demo. So you can find us in various places if you want to shop with us here at Highlight Crafts. You can watch us on YouTube. So you can put us on the big TV if that's what you prefer to do. You can also watch and shop with us on Facebook and Instagram and our website, which is highlightcrafts.com. Now, to shop on either of the social platforms, we're going to show you a product. That product will have a code, and all you need to do is type the word shop and then that code into the comments underneath the video, and that will automatically put that product into a basket for you. I mean, it really couldn't be easier. Then you'll get a direct message. In that message, you'll find a link. Click the link, that will take you to highlightcrafts.com, where I need you to log into your account and then check out your baskets, please, because then you're going to get all your club member benefits. So extra discount on every order. Doesn't matter if it's a brand new launch, if it's a Black Friday deal, if it's been slashed already and brought down to a silly price, you will still get that. I am sick and tired of getting vouchers on websites. Oh, do this, sign up and get 20% off your first order. I'm like, brilliant, can do that. Then you put the code in, it goes, this code is not applicable with this purchase. Then don't give it me. Don't get my hopes up and then dash them at the last minute. You don't get that here at Highlight Crafts. We give you discount on every single order that you place. You're also going to get 5 loyalty points for every £1 that you spend, credited back to your account. That will take 2 weeks. And the reason for that is we need to make sure you're keeping the product before we allocate the points. And we've got a 14-day money-back guarantee. So we just need to make sure that you're keeping that item. And you get loyalty points. And then on a basket spend over £35 after your discounts, we'll pay postage. So that can go towards something else, can't it? Which is always good. Right. If you want to shop with us on the website, you can also do that. Just go to highlightcrafts.com. You don't need shop codes for that. Just click play. All the products will appear down the right hand side of your screen, and then you just select the ones that you wish to purchase, and they will go into a little red shopping bag at the top of your screen. When you're ready to log in and check out, click on that and that will take you through that process. Right, let's get stuck in, shall we, because we've got a lot to get through in this hour demo wise, and we're going to start again going to just you and your facial expressions, Katie, every time. She's looked at me now like there's a tricky question. Is there a tricky question?
Something else. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Kaz. Oh dear. I've just dropped a whole container of embossing powder over my desk, keyboard, and my cup of tea. My hands are pretty useless today, but didn't think it was that bad. Kaz, we've all done it, love. I remember when we've got our first dog, me and Mick got our first dog together. He was called Socks and he was black with white feet, hence the name, right? So Mick was working away in Bulgaria, and I've got Socks in front of the fire, curled up like sulking because his dad's not here. And I'm sat at the desk with a pound jar of glitter, making me Christmas cards, right? So I looked over and I went, oh, Socks, what's the matter? You're missing your dad. And he came over like that. So I picked him up, put him on my knee. And he spun round. You know, like dogs go around like that before they lie down. He walked round twice, the glitter got his nose, and on the third time he sneezed, and this glitter, you know in the cartoons where you see that cloud rise like that, and there's a short moment where like time stands still and then it goes whoop. That's what it was like. Nobody to help me because Mick wasn't there. I had to literally lift him up, take us both upstairs in the shower for about an hour and a half trying to get this blinking glitter out of his fur. And then all night was the funniest thing. So we sat in front of the fire at night and you can see there's glitter on the end of his nose and he's like that. Every time I did that, because it was still on his paws, he just kept adding more. Oh, that was a moment, that. So Kaz, I feel your pain. Embossing powder. Get your vacuum out. That'll get rid of most of it. Don't drink the cup of tea. Don't drink the cup of tea. That won't be good. And Hannah. Hi Mel, I was on holiday, missed the deals on the card shapes and the square and rectangle frames. I tried to buy them but couldn't log onto my account. Will the deals be back? Anne, will you just message help at Highlight Crafts, my lovely, please?
I'm just passing it on to Diana.
Oh, are you as well? And can you pass Cheryl's on as well, please? Let's see if we can get all of that sorted out in one fell swoop. Mel, that's worse than my accident. Honestly, Kaz, it was everywhere for months. Didn't go down very well in our house because I had two, Mick and Matthew. Neither of them were happy about that. Right, let's shop Stencil, shall we? So yesterday we launched a physical version of our brand new A4 stencils. How fabulous are these? And then, of course, we've done them as SVG files for you because the way that we save our files means that you can start to play around with all the stuff that's inside them as well, which is super exciting. So let's go through these one at once. So this is your rose. This one is called Eternal Rose, and immediately I can already see one set there that is going to work perfectly together. You've got all the individual ones. If you wanted to make a whole background just of that rose head, you absolutely could do that. So that's your first one. Your second one, super pretty. We're going to make, I mean, all of these you can just start to play around with and manipulate. It's great. And because I see shapes rather than pictures and colour, then I'm probably a good person to show you how to do that. Then you've also got this one. This is one of my favourites. I adore this one. I think this is really, really, really pretty. It's called Regal Damask. We started working with this in the first hour. We haven't even got halfway through what you could do with that. I mean, it just keeps giving and giving and giving. Right, so you've got that one. And then you've got this one. Again, already a flourish there, look, with the little buds waiting to come out. We can extend that, we can play around with it, we can weld it to shapes, do all sorts of different things with that one. You've then got this one. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, I will pay $17.99 for that because you've got that shape, which becomes a label shape, a frame, an aperture, a card shape, an easel card, all of the above. You've also got this shape. I'm going to show you either in this hour or 6 o'clock how to make a whole new stencil just out of that. So you're going to get those. You're then also going to get this one, which is your geometric and looks like lots of cubes. But then instantly I can see a snowflake or a flower in there as well. This is great. And then you've also got this one, which is gorgeous, Vintage Whirl. This is lovely. So imagine welding some of these together and making unique flourishes out of that little lot. And then last, but by no means least, this one. Amber, did you find those little pieces of mylar that had the alcohol ink on? Were they with this lot, or did I put them over here? Let me just have a look, see if I can find them over here. Bear with. Give us a minute. Coming back. No, they're here. I tidied them up. That's what I get for being tidy. I started my desk as well, but I haven't finished it yet. And I'm having a lesson this afternoon on the Glowforge. I know, very excited. Right, now then, I want to talk to you about this stencil because all the pieces that come out of this stencil are usable. And this is the joy. When you make your own stencils, you get to keep all the waste bits. Look at this. alcohol ink. How cool is that? Permanent markers. That's all it is. Well, I use the ink out the bottles, but permanent markers would do the job. Look at all these pieces that you get in here out of your Mylar. Look at that. How cool is that? Brilliant, right? I think they're absolutely fabulous. So you're going to get that one as well. Right, now then, let's take those over here. That is Shop Stencils, $17.99 will get you the SVG files for those stencil designs. Now, same designs, same size, so they all line up perfectly. I don't do this very often, but I decided that we needed to with this. These are your embossing designs. So same as your stencil, so you could ink or paint your stencil, then put this over the top, run it through your die cutting machine with your rubber mat, and it will emboss it. We can't cut this on the ScanNCut, not because of the thickness, but because of the density. It's thick. It's really, it's a solid. You can hear it, can't you? It's a solid plastic. But these are fabulous, either in conjunction with the stencils or by themselves. So I had these added to the show. Now, this is a physical product, so you will receive this through the post, okay? Shop Emboss, $24.99. I don't know how we're doing these prices, but I'm very glad that we are. $24.99 is going to get you all 8. So just over £3 for an A4 embossing stencil. That, my friends, is amazing. And if you're sitting there going, yeah, but how good are they? Hang fire. I'll show you in a minute. There's your roses. So these will line up perfectly with your stencil. Obviously, you can't resize your stencil and expect it to line up, but they do in their A4 format. But these look absolutely phenomenal. I love these. I think they're brilliant. Look at that. Now, you imagine a frame with that design and then embossed on that frame. Everything cohesive and coordinating makes it incredibly professional for you. So you've got that one and you've also got that as well. So all 8 of those, don't miss out on these. This is a deal and a half, this. These were supposed to be $12.99 each, Katie, right?
Yeah, the original price yesterday when they launched should have been $44.99.
Should have been 44. Did Stephanie do a thing in the middle of a show?
Like, just a minute before the show.
You see, we were tied for so long to corporate, and now we're not. We get up to all sorts of mischief. I love it. Right, so if you want those, Shop Emboss, $24.99. Now then, do you fancy these for free? You will get the download of these. All you need to do is type the word gift into the comments underneath the video, and you will absolutely get all of these popped into your basket for free. And you know what? We're not even asking you to buy anything. You can just have this on us. Treat Tuesday. There you go. Look at that. How fabulous are these? And they will work perfectly if you've just got your Minecraft Studio from earlier on, where we brought you the new scenes, etc. Right, if you want that one, shop gift for, no, not shop gift, just gift, $4.99. Right, now then, we also have another, oh, I'm not to show you these. Look at this, with those embossing stencils. Look at that. How magic is that, right? Phenomenal, aren't they? Absolutely phenomenal. Cass has got these from an earlier show and they're absolutely stunning. For free. Brill. Talking about the gift. Look at that. And then on this on the cream card, look at that. How lovely is that? And you know what? It's a deep emboss too. So if you're embossing, the emboss will only be able to go as deep as the actual stencil itself, which is why we did them out of a different material. So you can get a really nice depth to that as well, which I think is fabulous. Right, let's talk family favourites now. Got my iPad. Is it charging? There is one question. Right, where am I? Pauline, question please. Mel, I know you're not doing foiling today, but I wanted to ask, if I want to foil a sentiment that I've created in Canvas, do I need to change it to a drawing file or will it foil anyway? No, you don't need to change it to a drawing file. So if you send it down to your machine and your foiling is switched on, if you want it to draw fill, where it will fill it and then foil it, put the draw fill function on. Other than that, when you get it to please select, just ask it to foil glue and it will foil it for you. You don't need to set it as that. The only time we do that is if you've got like an offset of it and you want it to cut that, so you want it to foil first and then cut that. You'd set the foiling as a drawing only line, so it only draws it. And then the outside you would set as a cutting only line, so it only cuts it. But apart from that, it doesn't know, it's fine. You don't need to worry about that bit, which is good. Good afternoon. Could I ask Mel a question, please? Is the Craftmaster A3 paper pro print, or is it okay to use on the ScanNCut? No, it's what used to be called, let me think, you're asking me a question now, super smooth. It's like super smooth. Yes, absolutely, it can be cut on your ScanNCut. Yes, you can. And Wendy, you don't need to apologise. She says, sorry, I'm late. You don't need to apologise, darling. Seriously, I love that. I'm really sorry I'm late. Yeah, oh, Amber's tough, says she's going to charge you. Right, come with me. Has the Mylar all gone, Amber? Let's try and get some more of that. Right, let's talk vinyl, shall we? Because Katie's done the thing on this one. Now then, this is my deal of the day. You're going to get 30 sheets of this chalkboard black vinyl. Okay, so it's just a flat matte black. It's lovely. Normally, this will be $39.98. Today, you're getting 2 packs, so 30 sheets in total, with 2 of your bonus transfer tape sheets. Are you ready? Shop Black, $9.99. $9.99. Now, we'll take one, in fact, we'll do this right at the top. We'll take one of the patterns and we'll make it into like a window shape so that you could then cut that out of vinyl, put it onto your construction weight acetate and colour the back of it to look like a stained glass window. How fabulous will that be? Get your vinyl while we've got it, okay? Shop Black, $9.99 is going to get you 30 sheets plus your 2 bonus sheets of your transfer tape. 25% of that already gone, not surprised. Let's quickly go through the mats and then we're done and then we can go over to demo. Right, now then, if you want a scanning mat and if you are cutting out your Sospeso Trasparente on your ScanNCut, you absolutely need a scanning mat, okay? Because you need a black piece of card inside so you can turn the Sospeso over so it's white against black and scan that in. There is no way of putting a black piece of card on a cutting mat and then putting your Sospeso on top, because you'd have to spray glue it into place. All right, so you need a scanning mat to be able to do it properly. So shop mat, £23.30, then you'll get your discount, then you'll get your points back, and if you get that basket spend to over £35 after your discounts, we're going to pay postage for you. So that is shop mat. We also have the one for the CM machines as well. That one is shop scanning, and that's $23.30 as well. Now, if you're in the mood, or you need a new mat. Now then, the time that you'll know you need a new mat, unless you've damaged it, is when you start loading your mat and it starts to do this and it moves slightly, or it does that and it bows when you're loading it in. These mats have a grip down either side, and that's what the rollers grab onto to be able to load and move, keep that mat moving. Now, over time, those go flat, gets worn away. So then it's got nothing to grip and hold on to, so it starts going in its own direction a little bit. That's when you need a new mat. Stencil glue will keep you going for a long time, but it is always worth having a spare one in the cupboard because you never know. And that would be really frustrating. So if you want the low tack one, shop, oh, that's CM. No, it's not. These are both SDX. Have we got the SDX ones on? Shop low will get you the low tack one for your SDX, $24.75. And then the next one is shop standard. I'm guessing after the codes we've had today, could be anything. Should be shop, low, matte, low, shop, shop, low, low, shop, shop, low, 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 shop, couldn't it? There we are, shop standard. I know they all look the same, and those pictures are so tiny. Shop standard $24.75. Now, if you're in the mood for a new blade for your vinyl, we've got the blade in. Shop auto, yay! $16.49. If you want that slick, that's one word for it. Come over here with me. Let's go and have a play around with this, shall we? Right, so let's bring on one of these and see if we can make a stained glass window first, and then you can see why you need that vinyl. So I'm going to use this as if I'm working with a non-Wi-Fi enabled machine. So I'm going to import the file from here. So let's choose the file. Let's go into, where's my USB? Not here. There's something missing. USB, that helps, doesn't it? Got your files on USB, it helps if you put it in your computer. Right, let's do this. Okay, so there we go, first set. Right, let's do, now then, there's a choice. Let's do ornate trellis, actually, because this might make a nice one. So first things first, we're going to grab all of this and we're going to divide it, because the ScanNCut right now, see, it's that rectangle with all those pieces sat on top of it. Dividing makes it see it as one piece. So if we go to edit at the top, come down to process overlap and divide, that will punch all those pieces through that rectangle. And this is one of the checks that we do when we're testing our files to make sure that they work perfectly. So all of this lot now can go in the bin, and this is now classed as one shape. So what I need to do now is go into my basic shapes. I'm going to bring on a square, and then I'm going to see what other shapes I've got, if I've got anything that would look like that. Let's have a look while I'm looking down here. Go on, Katie. This one?
There. No, the one next row up and then towards the right, my right. That one on the end.
This one?
So if you put a rectangle on it, then it's got an arched top way.
Okay.
To make your...
Let's have a look. Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks like an envelope as well now. That. Right, we'll do that then. So select both, go to edit, align it centrally vertically, go back to edit and weld it together. There you go, there's your archway. Right, we need two of them. Don't need nodes, thank you. Let's duplicate that one. Let's bring this in here and we'll line it up centrally, centrally vertically and centrally horizontally, so we get the middle of that pattern. Now, because we're punching the pattern into the shape, we need to send the shape to the back, otherwise it's going to punch the shape out of the pattern. Okay, we need to do it the other way around. So we're going to send it to the back, nothing changes at all on your screen, and then we're going to grab both of them, go to the bottom and remove overlap, and then when I move this, there's your archway. Now that will all be one piece. So this one I want to create an outline, because right now that's cutting in, we need to cut it out. So if we create a 3mm outward offset and delete the original and press OK, and then we line both of those up centrally vertically and centrally horizontally, and then divide that. So we punch all those pieces through that archway. You've then got your stained glass window right there. Now you cut that out of that black vinyl, put it onto a piece of construction weight acetate, and the ScanNCut will cut that construction weight acetate, and then colour it in with the back, or cut it out of other pieces of vinyl and paper piece it back in. That's going to look amazing. So that's another reason why you need to get shop black. Not just the fact that it's $9.99 for 30 12 by 12 sheets, that's ridiculous, but the very fact that you can do lots of different stuff with it. Right, let's go back to where we were this morning for now. So we brought on the Regal Damask this morning, and then I ended up playing around with it so much that I didn't show you what I wanted to show you in the first place. So we're going to work just with this area here. Okay, remember you can watch all these shows back if you go to YouTube and go to playlists and live. Every single live show that we've ever done is on there. Okay, right, so I'm going to click on one part of that design. I'm going to press shift and I'm going to pick up all the other pieces that are involved in that shape. So we're going to go for all 4 of these. If you miss one, it doesn't matter, you can go back in and get it again. It doesn't really matter. Let's try you, and come on, horror. Okay, don't do it then. Confident Melanie, just keep going. There you go. And that one, and that one, and that one. Right, now I've got them all. I'm going to right click and group, and then I can move that out of the way. I'm going to get rid of all of this lot and delete this off, and we're going to play with this first of all. Okay, so if I just cut that now, it's going to cut into the cardstock because it's been designed as a stencil piece, so there's no outside edge to it at all. So what we're going to do is duplicate this first. I know we did this earlier, but we're going down a different route now. We're going to go to edit and create a 2mm outward offset line and delete the original. So this is then what I'm left with. Then we're going to drag over that and we're going to weld all those pieces together. So now I've got the perfect matte layer for that to sit on top of. Okay, so we're going to grab both of those. We're going to go to edit. We're going to align it centrally vertically and centrally horizontally, and then we're going to divide that because I might need at some point to be able to weld something to it. Okay, so now we can get rid of that one and we can just download this. So I'm going to title this Doily, and we'll call it Doily Test. Now when you download to your PC first and then send it to your USB, it keeps the title. If you send it wirelessly, it doesn't keep the title. So I'm going to right click on that, show more options on here, send to on the USB. Okay, and then while we're here, we're going to go to our USB drive and we're going to eject it correctly. Now, this next bit I'm going to do on the machine because I don't know why it does it. I've spoken to Brother about it because he came to see us last week. Sometimes when you rotate in Canvas Workspace in the web app version, when you've rotated and then you go to weld it, it puts them all back to where they were originally, which is really annoying. So we're going to do this bit on the machine. Okay, so let's put the USB into here now and just wake her up. She's decided to have a sleep. Right, so we're going to retrieve the information from that USB and we want Doily Test. So you've got doily everywhere, doily test. There we go. Done a lot of doilies. Then we're going to press OK. All right, now I'm going to make that a little bit smaller because it's too big at the moment. So we're going to make that about, let's take it down to 1.75. Let's just do that. So 1 3/4 inches. Right, so first things first, I need 2 of them. So I'm going to duplicate it and add 2. I'm going to pull that underneath there like that, and I'm looking at my mat. So that will be just under 8 inches. So first things first, we're going to multiple select everything. We're going to press OK, and we're going to go to our directional arrow buttons, and we're going to align them centrally vertically so I know that they are directly underneath each other. We're going to press OK, and while we've got those selected, we're going to go back to editing the object and we're going to group it together. Now I need 2. All right, so we're going to do 2, and this is the bit that you'll have to work out depending on the pattern that you're using. So we're going to multiple select everything on the mat, press OK. Go to your directional arrows and your alignment function, and this time we're going to align them centrally vertically and centrally horizontally. Press OK, and then you need to tap the screen to release the shapes. If you don't do that, that is the one thing that when I teach beginner classes on the ScanNCut, everybody forgets. You've got to deselect it, tap the screen, and then that releases all those selected shapes apart from the two that you want on top. So first things first, we're going to rotate it. Whatever degree you rotate it by, it needs to divide into 180 because 360 is a full circle, 180 is half a circle, and as the top bit comes over here, the bottom bit's going to come up there and automatically create that circle for us. So I worked out that on this size, it's 30 degrees. Okay, so if I just zoom in now and show you that, you'll be able to see that it's just overlapped there. Okay, it's quite a nice overlap as well, so it's going to work perfectly. Right, so now we've got that, let's undo that and take that back. So I've got one that's selected and one underneath. So I now know that I need 6 in total. The one that's selected, it will count as one of them, and then I've got another one underneath, so I'm just going to ask it to do 5, okay? And then we're going to multiple select everything on the mat, press OK. We're moving it, so we go to our north, east, south and west. We're aligning it, and we're aligning them centrally vertically, centrally horizontally. At this point, press OK, and then you can move them all together, and then you're going to tap the screen to release those shapes. So let's build this doily now. So we're going to do first one, object edit, we're going to rotate that 10, 20, 30. Now, as much as you try and grab that next set, I don't want you to do it that way. I want you to do it this way. Use your select arrows, because if you get one of them wrong, it won't work. Go to object, edit, rotate 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Shows you at the top, okay? Next set. For the sake of one more button, you might as well get it right. Object, edit, rotate 90 degrees, sorted, okay? Next one. We'll do this one at 120, so 90, 100, 1, 2. And then the last one, we can do anti-clockwise. So we can go in the opposite direction, 30 degrees. Now you'll notice when you go anti-clockwise, it subtracts it from 360, so it's different. Right, so now what we need to do is select all of those and weld them together. So multiple select everything on the mat, press OK, go back to editing the object and weld that together. And that has come from one part of one stencil that you're paying $17.99 for that SVG file. I mean, it really is phenomenal. It's taking its time, it's looking at it, says I'm okay to weld, but once I've welded it, it's irreversible. So then you just press OK, and I'm going to save that onto my USB. I want it as a new one, and it will save it as number 6. Okay, so we've now got that done. Go on, Katie.
Did you press OK?
No,
okay.
It's saved it. It's given me that.
Okay.
Then I can press OK and then I can delete it off. But thank you. She does look after me. 35% of Shop Black now has allocated. Well done if you're getting that vinyl. Brilliant shout. Right, thank you for doing that, Katie. That was fabulous. Did you need much arm twisting for that one?
No,
That was a good one. It's quite funny. It's quite funny when you sit in a production meeting and Katie's like, no, we need to do this. And Stephanie's like, yeah, but I want to do that. And Katie's like, no, but if we do this, it's very funny. It just makes me smile. I'm just going to move my drink out the way. Have you booked your tickets yet? I'm torn at the moment because I don't know whether to pick Alice up from school on Friday. You can help me with this. Pick her up from school on Friday, take her home and get changed, and then go to the cinema in the evening, because I think she might like that, or take her on Saturday. But the problem with Saturday is that all the VIP seats have been taken, and I really wanted to have that experience. So I can't decide whether it's going to be Friday or Saturday, and she has no idea we're going. So if I can't get VIP seats, just because they're comfy, aren't they? I might have to wait for a week. It'll be fine. Whatever we decide, it'll be fine. But I was like, oh, this is going to get super busy, isn't it? Right, now then. So let's import that file. So I want my, so if I come down here, where are you? USB, there you go. And I want number 6. So I'm going to scroll down here until I find number 6. There it is.
Said she's going Friday.
Who says who's going Friday?
Alison.
Yeah, I am tempted to do that, I have to say, because I think she'd love that. But it will be super busy, won't it? And parking round our cinema is rubbish. Oh, rubbish. The parking bays are so tight. It will be worse Saturday. I don't know. I'll make a decision. Right, so we've now created something completely different. So let's see what else we can do with this. So first of all, I'm going to divide it. So because this is now cutting out of the cardstock because we put that outside edge around it. So I'm interested to see, first of all, it will divide, which is good because now, oh hang on, I've got to get the outside edge. Let me just grab that. There we go. So now, oh, look at this. Right, so, so you've now got this. This will be lovely on a Christmas table. Can I just say that out loud with a candle in the middle? Just cut several times. You've then got that, which is a whole different shape. And you've got all of that will cut into your cardstock. Right, so we've got one that will cut out, one that will cut in, and a matte layer for that as well. How cool is that? Oh, I like that. That's really cool. Right, so this is out of that same one little shape out of one of those stencils. I'm going to move that over there. Right, now then, so that will give me, let's see if I can find it because I have cut it. That will give me, oh, bear with, that. Can you see that clearly, Amber? Oh no, you can see it perfectly. That will give you that, okay? So if you wanted to put that on your card, you could do. This one will cut that into your cardstock, okay? So you'll have the inside of that, so all of these little aperture pieces on the front of your card, if that's what you want, okay? So you've got two things there. What I want to do is weld a circle into here so that it's a solid, so that it looks like that. How cool is that? It's good, isn't it? Right? So we'll take a circle, we'll put it into the middle of there, and actually that's a really good fit. That's one thing that's gone swimmingly today. We're going to go to edit, and we're going to align it centrally vertically, edit and align it centrally horizontally, and then we're going to weld that together. So now you've got your doily, okay? So you've got that, and that will cut out like that. Now what we're going to do is put another circle inside here. So let's bring that circle on. Let's create a 3mm inward offset and delete the original. And then we can put that in the middle of there. So edit and align centrally vertically, edit and align centrally horizontally, divide it again, and that will give you, no, not that one, that. And then if you take that to your SDX and you put that on top of there, so you create a 1.5mm outward offset line. It'll make the bigger one larger, the outside larger, and the inside smaller, and then you've got a perfect matte layer. How cool is that? Shall I show you how to make it into a header? Let's do that. Right, so we can get rid of that. I'm going to bring that over here for now. Quite like that too. That's rather nice. Right, so let's make this into a header. So we need to split the shape. This is why I divide everything as I go along, because then I can weld things to it and I can split the shape as well. So I'm going to pull this over here. I'm not worried about how wide this is right now. I'm just moving that. And if I click on that and then zoom in, the little points that appear here and there. See, I know I can see now I need to move it over that way. One more. Come on. Oh, don't slow down on me now. Don't do that. Come on. Move. Bear with. Oh, is it frozen? Of course it's frozen. Oh, look at all those notes. Wow, that's a lot. Okay. Let's move that over there like that. And then if you select this shape, you can zoom in, hopefully. I think I'm a bit fast for it sometimes. I think that's what the problem is. I'm going to move that over. Wait for it to move it over. Today will be really good, please. Nope, maybe not. Right, all right then, don't bother. Right, so now if I grab both of those, well, first of all, actually, come on, don't. Sometimes when you press buttons too fast, it gets a little bit confused. I know how it feels, not going to lie. I'm going to be saying those codes from that last show in my sleep. Shop scenes. Talk about, oh, we had that.
There was a lot of things that are the same from the same collections, so it's really hard for shop codes.
We had shop corner scene. Right? I was like blinking heck. Right, now then. So first thing I'm going to do is align this centrally horizontally, so it's in the middle of this, because I want you to see what happens to this. And then we're going to divide those two. So first of all, you're going to get that, which will be rather nice, because if you then duplicated that and flipped one of them like that and put a score line down either side, one there and one there, that's your gatefold card front. So you've now got a pattern that didn't exist as an aperture for a gatefold card. Okay, so that's those two. So let's move those out of the way. Let's then grab this. Oh, don't do this to me now. Come on, please play a game, please ball. That's it. Right, we're going to move that over the way. So you've got half of it there. Oh, what's happened to that bit there? Okay, that's all right. We can make that work. And then let's grab this here. Oh, start again. Try again, Melanie. Grab this bit here. That's it. That's what I needed. Right, let's get rid of all that lot. That can go in the bin like that. So now you've got two halves of that semicircle. How lovely is that? When you put it all back together, it just makes that complete shape. So with that in mind, I'm going to weld this to a square. I'm not going to rotate it until I've welded it, because if you remember, I said to you, sometimes when you rotate something first and then try and weld it, it doesn't like it. So we're going to do this way. We're going to drag this down here, and all I need to do to make sure that I've got the right size is click on this. That's 178.9. If I make that 178.9 and I take the aspect ratio off, 170, what did I say?
78.9.
Did I?
Yeah.
I did. Well done, Katie. Honestly, can't remember. 178.9. 8.9. That's how bad my brain is, honestly. Right, let's get both of these shapes. Let's go to edit. Let's align it centrally horizontally like that. And then I'm just going to, so I can see now, if I just zoom in for you, you'll be able to see as well, how these little pieces here are overlapping. And that's exactly what I want. So if I zoom out again, I can select both of those, go to edit and weld. And then I can rotate that by, well, first of all, you've got your over the edge card right there. But if you want to, you've also got your header card, 90 degrees that one. Close it down. That'll rotate. Oh, don't freeze again. Needs a rest. Look at that. There's your header card. How cool is that? And all of that came from that one little shape that we started with. It's amazing, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. Right, let's do one more thing on here because I want to bring in a different part. So I'm going to Project Plus it. So I've got it forever, if it'll let me. Well, it's going to slow down, isn't it? If it slows down too much, we'll do it tonight at 6 o'clock. We are going to be live tonight, just so that you know. I know it was on as a pre-record, but we're not doing that. Not doing that. Not missing you lot on a Tuesday evening. Can't be doing that. I've withdrawal symptoms. Right, let's go back and bring in that original file. So I don't want that one. I want to choose file, and I want to go back into my USB first set, and I want Regal Damask again, and I just wanted to show you something else. So we're going to select this bit this time, so that one, get rid of the rectangle. We're then going to select that, press shift and do that, that and that, and then that, that and that. We're going to right click and group and move that over there like that. So all of that we've just done came from that. Bonkers, right? Love it. Love, love, love it. Come on. Oh, I hope. I think it's dinner time by the look of it. It's having a proper moment. Now then, when I worked with this one this morning, it didn't work with the circle. It would work with an oval, but I actually quite like the idea of doing it with the diamond because it gives you that kind of look and feel. Because it's taller than it is wider, it calls for something like a diamond. So I'm going to scroll down until I find the diamond. Here we go. We're going to make that smaller, like so. I'm going to make it, keep it about there and see where we get to with that. That looks quite nice. Right, so we're going to grab both of those. We're going to go to edit. We're going to align it centrally vertically. Click off it. I'm just going to click on that again and just move it up a couple of more spaces so it's not too fragile. And then I'm going to realign it to the center just to make sure I didn't move it, which I did. Right, now then, let's weld that together. So now we've got that shape. Let's duplicate that so that we've got two. And rather than rotating it, I'm going to flip it. And I'm going to flip it vertically like that. And then we're going to line up both of those diamonds. So select both, go to edit, align it centrally vertically, and align it centrally horizontally. Oh, way up, didn't want to do that. Centrally vertically like that. And then we're going to weld those two together. So you've now got that shape. Didn't exist before. Now if we do two of those, and at 6 o'clock tonight we're going to work with a different one. Now then, I'm going to have to risk rotating this and see if it works. If it doesn't, you can do it on your machine, but I want that to be 90 degrees. And enter. There we go. And then we're going to put that one over there. So let's just do it properly. Let's select both, go to edit, and align centrally vertically, and align centrally horizontally, and then let's weld it and see what we get. Look at that. Look at that. A brand new shape. Wow. Okay, now I'm going to carry on. We're going to duplicate that. This is bonkers. This is absolutely bonkers. Even when it doesn't look right, still do it because you won't know what it looks like until you welded it. That is a completely new shape, which means it's a completely new doily. It's a complete new stencil. So on here, let's create a 3mm outward offset line. Actually, let's try 2mm first, because if 2 works, brilliant. If it doesn't work on 3 or 4 or whatever, increase it until it does, and then when you've got the shape, you might think, yeah, that's not the shape I wanted. Then create inward offset lines from that shape. You can go backwards, okay? So we want outward, and we want to delete the original. Look at that. So now we can align that centrally vertically, align that centrally horizontally, and divide it. You know, when you've got that afternoon where all your jobs are done and you're like, I want to do something creative, but you don't necessarily want to get all your stuff out, just go to Minecraft Studio. Go to this. Right, hang on, I need to undo that. Let me just see why that didn't work. Let's do that. Oh, that might be why. Edit and divide like that. Then let's grab that and move that over there. Okay, it's giving me that way for some reason. Right, let's see what happens with this. I like that though as well. There's the little pieces. Right, so now if we group that and group, come on, there, and group that, and then we can take that and put that in the middle of there, edit and align that centrally vertically and centrally horizontally. That's all I used to do. When we lived in the house in Peterborough, we didn't have a TV. And I'm really glad actually we didn't have a TV, because in the evenings I would just sit there. Doesn't want to divide those for some reason, and I don't know why. Never mind, doesn't matter, we can group it instead. I used to just sit there and design all sorts of different stencils. When I was poorly a couple of years ago and I had to go for an angiogram, so when you go for an angiogram, they obviously cut your artery, and then they put this wire up and it goes into your heart, and then they can see your heart. And you have this really hard plastic compression around your wrist. And when they've done it, they come out and they release it a little bit, and then they leave you for half an hour and then release it a bit more, take your blood pressure, because they've cut your artery, basically. So they've got to stop it from bleeding. So I'm sat there, everybody else is like this on the bed with a cup of tea and a biscuit, and I'm like this on my laptop. They're all going, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just designing stencils. What I actually did was took any font and made it into a stencil. So let me just show you that. We've got 3 minutes left. I won't be a minute, I promise. We'll bring this on. We'll just do the letter, I don't know, A, for example. Katie's laughing. What are you laughing at again?
Because you said A for example.
A for example. E for example. We'll take A for example, and then we'll go back and we'll find our basic shape, and we'll bring on our square, and we'll make it as narrow as we can, like that. So 1.6 mil. I'm going to take that up, put that centrally in my A, like that. So align it centrally vertically, and then divide that, and then remove that rectangle from there, and remove, oh, hang on, I don't think it might not be divided, it might be a different one. Let's try, oh, hang on, bear with, let me go back, undo, undo. I think, what did we do with that? Did we remove overlap? I can't remember now. It is 2 years ago, to be fair. Let's have a look. Yes, we did, look. So now you can make any font into a stencil letter. I'm just going to undo that and move that back again, because that was in the centre, but it didn't quite look right as a stencil design. So move that over. Oh, it's still there, bear with. Undo it so I get back to my normal A again. That's it. Okay. Be awkward then. Let's do that, make that as narrow as we can get it. That's better. Then let's take that and let's put that over there, and I'm going to line it up there, I think. Right, let's see if that works now. Right, let's go to edit and remove overlap. And then we've got heart, there you are. There's your stencil. So any letter from any font you can make into a stencil, because now that won't cut out because there's a gap in the middle of it. So it'll cut into your Mylar and you can make all your stencil designs. Ta-da! Good that, isn't it? Right, now then at 6 o'clock tonight we're going to take the other stencils and see what we can do with those. So please come back and join me for that. But how exciting is that? Canvas Workspace is free, guys. Just literally, I use the web app one to get me started. I am going to learn the downloadable one when I'm off over Christmas, because I will be bored by Boxing Day. I know what I'm like, I'm shocking. That, We'll do that at 6 o'clock. Right, what's coming up now, Amber? I know it's a tape. What is it?
What is it?
40% of your vinyl's gone as well now.
MCS Heart of Winter/Christmas.
So it's Heart of Winter. So it's an MCS collection. That's all snowy and
Pretty.
pretty.
There you go, Heart of Winter. So watch that, and then I will see you back here at 6 o'clock. Thank you for your company again today. I love doing Scan and Cut Tuesdays. I will see you tonight, 6 o'clock. See you there. Bye.